What's up, YouTube?
Welcome back to Motivation and Box Trucking.
Real quick, my wife created a wonderful series called What's Moving in Your State?
In this series, we're just going to give you a little introduction to some items that are moved in each state. Everyone doesn't have access to Amazon, so this will help you grow your business.
Stay tuned. Hope you enjoy.
Always remember, the past is your lesson, the present is your gift, and the future is your motivation. Stay motivated and keep trucking, y'all. Motivate, motivation, 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 motivate, motivation, motivation, motivate.
What's moving Alaska? I don't know about you, but every time I think about Alaska trucking, I think of Ice Road Truckers. That TV show really highlighted what it meant to be on those hazardous, icy roads in the middle of winter. And I'm not that adventurous. I don't know about you, but that's not something that I would want to try out. I'm not that brave, but for those who are interested in taking that type of adventure, just know that there are opportunities to ice road truck in the winter, in the harshest winter months in Alaska. Trucks are able to drive across the ice semi-safely to get to point A to point B across the ice. The ice is that thick. However, Alaska road conditions are not always that icy throughout the rest of the year. So we're going to get into what else is moving throughout the remainder of the year. So first we're going to start with commodity. Just a refresher, commodity is a raw material or primary agricultural product that can be bought and sold, such as copper or coffee. It's also a useful or valuable thing, such as water or time. Now, these top agricultural commodities might actually surprise you for what is a commodity in Alaska. Usually you think icy cold, snow, but the top agricultural commodity is actually miscellaneous crops, coming in at $16 million, followed closely by floriculture. Alaska, as we know, gets really long winter nights. Some days they go without seeing the sun. However, the complete opposite occurs in the summertime. They have really long summer days with daylight on some days that can last up to 22 hours. So because of those conditions, those environmental conditions actually are beneficial to growing wildflowers and plants. The Alaskan peony is actually a widely known flower that is grown in Alaska, and they get really large because of those environmental conditions, and the topsoil is great because of how saturated with water it gets during the winter months. So, surprise, surprise, flowers and crops are one of the two main commodities in Alaska. That is then followed by hay, all other animal products, and lastly is cattle and calves. Now, export is a commodity, article, or service sold abroad. Just to keep in mind, Alaska does not border any other U.S. state, so a lot of commerce is done between Canada and Alaska. So just keep that in mind if you're in that area, that you'll be doing a lot of international trucking, because the closest border that they have is not a part of the United States, so it will be Canadian and Alaskan commerce. But the top agricultural export are other plant products, followed by other livestock products, feeds and other feed grains, beef and veal, and then grain products, which are processed. Now, looking at these numbers, if you're keeping up with the series, you'll see that these numbers are actually pretty low, in the hundreds of thousands to the low teens for the millions. These numbers reflect the fact that exports are not large in Alaska. A lot of products are actually imported due to the population that's up there, as well as the fact of the weather conditions. So a lot of things are not leaving out of Alaska, but there's still opportunity for truckers and things to be moved to and from Alaska. So now we're going to get into what is actually moved by truck. These following items are primarily moved by truck in Alaska. So now you can kind of figure out what type of trucking, you would need to consider what type of vehicles in order to be successful in the Alaska area. The first product that is moved by truck is zinc and lead ores, natural materials. Next, we have frozen fish, specifically pollock and salmon. And lastly, we have crude petroleum oil. After looking at this list, a traditional box truck, 26-footer, might not be the best option for you to be successful in Alaska. You may want to look into something that has a reefer and or get your hazmat endorsement so that you can transport all of these different types of materials. And of course, we want to get into the Amazon facilities because we're motivation and box trucking, and that's what we do. So now let's take a look at what Amazon has to offer in Alaska. Currently, Amazon does not have a large warehouse in the Alaska area. Back in March of 2021, Amazon introduced Amazon Air to the Fairbanks International Airport, and that allowed their customers in Alaska to have access to Amazon products on a daily basis coming straight from Amazon versus coming through USPS, UPS, or FedEx. However, in December of 2022, Amazon announced that they plan on building a sortation facility in Anchorage, Alaska. That means that there will be a warehouse at some point within the next few years. The completion date has not been updated, so I'm not sure when that's going to be done, but just keep in mind they're planning on changing the old Sears warehouse, expanding it, and creating a Amazon sort center. So be on the lookout for Amazon coming to Alaska. Now, if you're in Alaska and you're looking for some upcoming trucking events, I would suggest that you check out the Alaska Trucking Association website. That's aktrucks.org. Take a look at their website. When I checked on the events tab, it has not been updated. However, there is some contact information. So go ahead and reach out, see if you can join the Alaska Trucking Association and see when they have their annual conference. Get in touch with the people who are moving items in that area so that you can increase your opportunity to grow your business if you're in the Alaska area or planning to travel to Alaska. They should have some great resources for you. It's always great to get the support of other truckers that are in the area because they're going to know what moves in Alaska. So with that, guys, I just want to say thank you for joining us for this series, What's Moving? Be sure to be on the lookout for all 50 states. If you have any questions in the comment section, feel free to leave those questions there, and hopefully the community can get you the answers that you need so that you can have a successful logistics company. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, stay motivated.
Big man, shoot YouTube videos.